Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 25th, 2025. We got a little bit of rain this morning. From what I understand with the weather, what is it, CNY Central that we look up online to try and find out what's going on with the weather in the mornings and all. It looks like Syracuse got another inch of rain yesterday or last night. We got 7/100ths of an inch in the last like 36 hours. Terrible. But we need some more rain, and at least we did get what we did get, so I'm not going to complain, although I just was. So there's no significant delivery. So last night, go into the house, sit down to relax, Wi-Fi's out. I reset the router, went through, reset all of the satellites, reset all the switches. And no matter what I could do last night, I just couldn't get the Wi-Fi to be consistent and get all the systems in. So I gave up on it last night and I said, okay, the heck with it. And I ordered a new router because I've been having, this is somewhat of a recurring problem since the building collapsed. Now it's happening more frequently. Usually I can get the Wi-Fi working again, and it's a good Orbi Netgear router, which I'm a fan of. I think they make really good. I've had Netgear routers for quite a few years, and I think they make good ones. TP-Link makes good ones. I can't think of the rest of the companies now, but I've liked the Orbi. I've liked the Orbi architecture or models that have come out, and I always enjoyed Netgear. I thought that they've done pretty good jobs. But this one, so last night I went ahead and ordered a new Orbi router, and the prices just keep going up. So I didn't get their top of the line because we really want pretty expansive networking here on our property, with all the different buildings and all. But I ordered one. It's the 700 series, so hopefully that'll come in tonight or whatever. But this morning I went through it and I reset everything again, and the Wi-Fi's up working, so we're in good shape. But I've been just frustrated with things. And yesterday, working on the chainsaw, so I've got my older Husqvarna 460 Ranch chainsaw here. The one that I could get working yesterday. I went over to the wood yard yesterday and did some cutting with it, and I tried all three. So this morning I started looking for who in this area does has a good reputation for doing small engine or chainsaw repairs and all, and see will they handle this and all. And I found one that's in Oswego, and so I left a message for them. They're probably on vacation, but I thought I'd give it 24 hours to see, can they work on my other one and get it back up to speed. I know it's repairable. It may need a new carburetor, but I'm getting to that, and typically I just order the parts myself and do the repairs. But, the truth is, sometimes I feel a bit overwhelmed with all of the things that I've got going on, and it might be quicker, and time is kind of a big important factor. Ordering parts and getting things repaired by yourself, it's worked out very, very well for us. It's saved us a ton of money over our lifetime, and we've had all the tools to do all the different work jobs that we've come up against. But after this building collapse and losing so many of my tools, like I have a professional chainsaw sharpener, which was a brand new one, and I don't know if that's destroyed or not as a result of this. So it's just one of those things where I get so frustrated. It's just always been easier for me to do my own sharpening right here at home instead of sending. We used to have someone who used to sharpen my chainsaws right on our own road here, and they stopped years ago. And that was real handy. I just take down a bunch, set them down for them, pay few bucks a piece to have, so it was a while ago, to have the chains all sharpened and all. And then I was ready to go. I got to have my backup supply. And since then, I just have always done all my own sharpening, done all my own repairs. But I'm getting to the point where I'm going to try and establish good relationships. I've like with the Kubotas, I've got a really good relationship with Blazey's in Palmyra, New York. Now, unfortunately, it's a ways away, but you know, like they came right out to look at the unit, and they were going to do it. They were going to look at it and go over it with me in case I had questions, because they rent those units out. And then we discovered the horn was defective. And geez, within 24 hours, you know, like 28 hours, I had the horn, and I popped it in, and everything worked out great. It's really having good relationships with people that you know, the customer service is there, where they're conscientious, they're going to respond to your needs, and then I'm happy giving them my business, and I'm sure they're very happy with all the equipment that we buy from them as well. But it's kind of like the way things used to be. Now, that's a family-run business, so they've still got that model as far as customer service goes. And they always end their phone calls with me, you know, thank you so much for your, you know, for being a customer. I can't remember exactly what they say, but they're always appreciative that we turn to them with the equipment. And that's, I guess, what I'm going to want to do with you know, small engine repair. I used to do all that myself, and it's just gotten to the point where I guess it's a bit overwhelming. Anyways, I'm whining here again. So I just dug out one of my newer chain saw blades, and this one's soaked under water too. I had oiled them all down, but evidently I didn't get this one completely set. So I'm going to switch out this blade here. It's easily resharpenable. This one is here, but I don't want to go through and dig out and do all the repairs on my new chainsaw sharpener right now. And the thing is, I tried adjusting the one yesterday, and my workbench, so I always had a vise on my workbenches just for the chainsaws, so it could hold the chainsaw when I'm working on it. If I need to adjust the carburetor or whatever, I can run it, and I had it right next to the back door, so all the fumes would go right outside. Well, that's gone now too. So it's all these little things that sort of, yeah, they just remind you that you had things set that worked extremely well, and you wish you had that set up again. But I don't. So I'm going to go ahead. Switch out this blade on the Husqvarna, the one that's working, and I'm going to go over to the wood yard and see if I can saw up some of the logs that I've got stacked over there that I restacked last summertime.
My darling wife, my partner for 40 years and more. She's got a plan each morning, keeps me running out the door. She's dreaming of new age videos, all chakras and good vibes, while I'm itching for explosions or some spaceships in the skies. Oh, my little helper, she's a whirlwind with a smile, planning out her day, keeping me in style. From yoga to the garden, she's updating me all day. My little helper's got me dancing her sweet way. She says, honey, grab some lavender when you cannot appreciate. I'm halfway to the store, dodging weeds that overgrew the gate. Her texts are like a playlist, yoga's done, I'm feeling zen. Then garden's looking wild, love, I'll need you back by 10. Oh, my little helper, she's a whirlwind with a smile, planning out her day, keeping me in style. From yoga to the garden, she's updating me all day. My little helper's got me dancing her sweet way. She She wants them spiritual videos, all peace and crystal glow. I'm sneaking John Wick reruns when she's lost in her zen flow. When you can, she winks, fix the sprinkler maybe soon. I'm out here saving galaxies, but I'll fix it by high noon. At night she pulls me close, says here's what I got done. Planted herbs, found some crystals, but the weeds they kinda won. I laugh and say, my darling, you're my favorite kind of chore. Let's watch your guru video, then I'll sneak some sci-fi gore. Whoa, my little helper, she's a whirlwind with a smile, planning out her day, keeping me in style. From yoga to the garden, she's updating me all day. My little helper's got me dancing her sweet way. 40 years and counting, she's my partner, my best friend. Her new age dreams and updates, they're a song that never ends. So I'll grab those seeds and sprinkler parts and love her every day. My little helper's got my heart in her sweet and quirky way. Out here on the farm, with the dirt on my hands, I weave my thoughts into words, telling tales of the land. An old school man, just writing what I know, pouring my soul in these lines, hoping seeds that I sow. These lyrics are my stories, my heart and my truth, from the sweat of my brow to the dreams of my youth. I ain't got all the answers, just lessons I've learned, penning these words, hoping your fire still burn. I'm just an old man, doing the best that I can, writing my heart in these lines that I plan. I love every creature, the great and the small, this land, this country, God bless it all. Thank God I'm a country boy in the USA, sharing my words, inspiring in some way. From the workshop's foundation to the farms in the field, my lyrics paint pictures of the joys and the yield. Every line's a chapter, every verse a fight, to show you the beauty in the morning and night. We got challenges, sure, but this land's still the best, where dreams find a home from the east to the west. So many wish to join us in this country so grand. I'm proud to be here with my pen in my hand. I'm just an old man, doing the best that I can, writing my heart in these lines that I plan. I love every creature, the great and the small, this land, this country, God bless it all. Thank God I'm a country boy in the USA, sharing my words, inspiring in some way. I don't claim to know it all, just a farmer's old rhyme, crafted in the quiet, neath the stars' gentle shine. But if my words lift you or spark a new dream, then this old man's lyrics are more than they seem. I write for the critters, for the rivers that flow, for the fields that we tend, where the wildflowers grow, for the USA spirit, so diverse and so free. This land's been a blessing to a country boy like me. So I'll keep on writing with my heart open wide, hoping my lyrics give you strength deep inside. From this farm to your soul, let my words clear the way. We're blessed to be here I'm just an old man doing the best that I can, writing my heart in these lines that I plan. I love every creature, the great and the small, this land, this country, God bless it all. Thank God I'm a country boy in the USA, sharing my words, inspiring in some way. So here's my song, from the fields to the sky, a country boy's heart, never saying goodbye. With love for this land and the life that I've known, I hope my lyrics plant a seed that you've sown.
Well, the Husqvarna 460 Rancher did a pretty good job coming out. Put the new blade on it, and it zips right through. You can see the size of the chips. Beautiful. So it zipped right through the lumber. I wish I had a couple more ties now that I see it closer together here to make it easier for sectioning these up. But that's where we are so far. So I did get a call back from the gentleman that has positive reviews for repairing small engines, chainsaws and on. He doesn't do this sort of work on Husqvarnas, and he recommended another site, which I called them, and they're close by too in Oswego. I told them what I have, and they said, geez, we don't really do it either, but they did mention a place, House Trucking. I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's a place. No, I see there's stuff on the camera lens, in Central Square. So it's almost lunchtime now. We'll see what I end up doing. So I'm hoping to be able to come over here, and maybe I'll bring Elon over here just to pull these out some and put them into the firewood bucket, then lift the firewood bucket and do some splitting and getting into some IBC totes there. But this chainsaw is working really, really well now. I'm glad this one got cleaned up, and the chain, despite there being rust on it, I probably wore all the rust off it by now. Yeah, I don't see any of the rust. She did really well over there. A lot of ants in a couple of the logs. So like this one here's got some ants in it here, and this one here. So we'll be careful when we start splitting these. So I got a couple of the bigger end pieces. I'm sure there's more in there like that as well. And there's some that are probably too punky to use for firewood as well, because some of them are 3 years old. Most of them are 2 years old. The ones that I took down this season, I just set over to the side over there. So we'll see how everything works out. I'll decide after lunch whether I'm going to take a little road trip to see if I can get the... I just like always having a backup for chainsaws. When you're doing something, you just want to get it done and all. So anyways, and some of these rounds are pretty heavy. So hopefully we can get them into the firewood bucket and things will work out just fine. Anyways, I'm going to get started now. I'm going to get started with something. Okay, well, I decided it's time to just go ahead and go to the place that two of the people that I made 2 contacts trying to find people that could repair the Husqvarna 260 Ranch series chainsaw, and they both recommended House Trucking. Interesting name, but they're hauling a lot of gravel out of the gravel bed here. And so I decided, this is in Central Square, so I decided let's put the chainsaw on the back of the Thor here and let's go for a ride and see if we can get the chainsaw repaired. And so hopefully that'll work out. So anyways, I'm in Thor. This is their Foundation Series Tesla Cybertruck. I absolutely love this truck. It's the best truck I've ever owned, and I haven't been driving it very much lately at all. This season, I had planned lots of things, but those things aren't going to be done this year. So the only adventure I really took recently, other than other videos that I've made and short runs around here, we went to pick up the Diamond Sea deck over tilt trailer, 24-foot trailer, which seems to be fantastic. So fingers crossed it will turn out to be great. So we'll see how everything works out here today on this ride. So I'm using full self-driving now. This is the same version. Geez, it's been a couple of months since there's been any
In 500 feet, turn right onto State Route 48.
It's been a couple of months since there has been an update with full self-driving for the Cybertruck.
Now turn right onto State Route 48.
Well, I take that back. There was an update within the last 36 hours, but not of full self-driving. And so it's doing all the navigation, the steering, the braking, everything. But since it's not completely released yet, it's supervised. So I have to be ready to intervene. So we shall see how everything goes for this little trip. I haven't been to Central Square with the truck yet, so we'll see how things go. I was mentioning earlier in the video how much I'm thinking more as I'm getting older, and since I lost so many of my tools and all, trying to find key people that I can rely on. And for example, like the rebuild of the workshop, trying to establish a relationship with people who can do some of the work around, because I have the remodel. I want to have the second floor of the workshop where the south wall is destroyed there. I want to get that finished, which I never did finish it. So that's one of the things that I want to do. I want to get my lower shop finished. Now the lower shop I'll probably just do myself. I've done over 90% of the work in there, but to have the upper area, which Theo would really like to have it as an apartment. I still want my gym area up there, so we'll have to come up with some designs, but I really want to find someone that I can work with, that's honest, that's entirely capable of doing excellent work. You know, I guess old school way of having a service, providing a service to clients and all. So I'm hoping that I can find that right person. I don't know, I've only met Henry once when he came out to look at the site, but he's had to postpone things several times, which isn't great. I understand he's a real busy guy, but I came in late in the springtime, where he probably had all of his jobs already set up from the year before. So we'll have to see if that's a buildable relationship. But somehow I just want to find the right person, because I've even thought about having someone, a regular person that can do my maintenance.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Oneida Street.
My maintenance work, hydraulic oil changes, oil changes, those sorts of things for each piece of equipment that we have. There's just so much stuff to do, and I'd like to free myself up from for other activities and all, so I can focus on things that
Now turn left onto Oneida Street.
focus on some of the missions that I've wanted to accomplish for years. And but things keep happening, whether it's a septic system that needs to be repaired. Now that is a good example. So John from Gilbert Excavating, and they pump septic systems as well. I've known John since he was a young kid, and his mom and dad did a lot of the, putting in septic systems, doing excavation work for me long before I had an excavator. And it's really nice having a relationship with someone who's reliable, who's conscientious, who's going to be very reasonable with prices and all. I mean, everything about John, his family, has been fantastic. So those are the sorts of relationships that I really want to try and build, where I've always been like the guy who does everything on his own in the past. And even people that I know that have their own businesses, entrepreneurs and all, sometimes when they'll call me up and say, "Hey, do you have this tool? Is that something I could use?" So that's the extent of the tools that I have or had. And I'm thinking maybe I don't want to invest. I mean, everything from metalworking presses to all of my scaffolding, which I'm evolving now and want to use the lifts instead of the scaffolding and all, just to make life easier and get supplies and materials up to where I need them. So we'll see how this all works out. Right now we're driving through the city of Fulton. It's I'd say that Fulton has had much better times way in the past. It's one of our neighboring small cities, and there's a lot of good people here, but there's also a fair amount of crime for such a small community, mostly drug related. Drug and small scale crime. So that's one of the things that's a little bit annoying about full self-driving. I'd come up to that stop typically and and just about stop, but not come to a complete stop. I do a little bit of a roll, which if a cop was at the intersection, probably wouldn't have an issue with at all. But with the current way that full self-driving works, that's one of the things that it does do. It comes to an absolute complete stop. And depending on where the signage is, so if the stop sign's way back, it stops way back there, then moves up and then may inch forward so it can, the cameras can see who's coming in what direction and all. So again, come to a complete stop, checking all over, and determines it's safe to go. And this is the legal way of doing it, and yielding to any potential oncoming traffic. Now up ahead here, there is a school zone up here, and that's one of the things that I'd say I've been disappointed with full self-driving. We'll see if it slows down for the school zone. But it's, what day is? Today's Thursday, so school should be in session, and it's before 1 p.m. So we'll see if Thor slows down for this. So you see the yellow flashing light. Are you going to slow down? You're going 41. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that. failed to slow down for a school zone. So I just went ahead and sent that data into Tesla. The reason that I went ahead and touched the brake and intervened, and so they want feedback. Why did I intervene? And it's slowed down to 35 miles an hour for that particular area there. Now we can get end of school zone, we can go back up to 45 miles per hour. So I just go ahead and hit the resume button. And it is taking a little while. I'm going to touch the accelerator some just to get us back up. Now it may show a little blue screen. There's a autopilot will not brake. I'm just going to let my foot off the accelerator now, because I would have accelerated a little bit quicker than what the Thor did then. And it's doing a good job. It's decelerating a little bit because the truck and trailer pulled out in front of us here. They did it safely. Now it's accelerating a little bit more. Speed limit's 55 here. So the other day when I drove back from Amsterdam, New York, with the trailer behind us, so full self-driving isn't, what they say is you shouldn't rely on full self-driving or autopilot, which are two different functionings. Full self-driving basically does all the driving, you're just supervising, as you saw me intervene a couple moments ago. But what was I saying? So with a trailer attached, because this is a 24-foot trailer behind the truck and all, it didn't know the weight, didn't know a whole bunch of things about it. So it knows not to move into another lane when it's just the truck. It'll actually, there'll be lights that light up on the screen if I want to do a lane change and saying no, not good, your blind spot is right there, so we're going to come to a full stop here. And again, it's so nice that this does it. And following the rules very well. So on the way back, I was driving with it. I didn't engage full self-driving. And I'm so used to just getting into the truck now, telling it where to go, and having it go. So, you know, it's one of those things. But I gotta say, with the steer-by-wire, steering this is so nice and easy, very little effort. You know, regenerative braking system. So, you know, with Teslas or many electric vehicles now, you don't have to put your foot on the brake pedal at all when you want to slow down. You can just go ahead and take your foot off the accelerator, and as a result of that, as the vehicle slows down, it starts to recharge the battery for you. So that's regenerative braking. And once you get used to this, you don't want to go away from that. But with the trailer towing it all, it sets it up so I used to always have a controller for controlling the electric brakes on the trailer, and all the.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto State Route 49.
Not sure what this guy's doing. The FedEx guy's doing here. Oh, yeah. I was thinking he was going. Nope. So I'd always have that controller
now turn right
down
onto
here.
State Route 49.
Where you have a couple of options with the Cybertruck. So I can either touch the screen, there'll be a spot right here that says that you know, you can just touch the brakes here on the screen, or I just touch my scroll wheel here and kick it to the side, kick it to the right. That, in addition to the regenerative braking, that'll initiate the trailer brakes as well. I didn't have to do that very often, because I just soon, if we're slowing down, of course we took the throughway back. We took the throughway down and the throughway back. And while on the throughway, you're really not stopping that often. But it would, if I let my foot off the accelerator, with the weight of the trailer back there, sometimes I did go ahead and engage the trailer brakes. But other times I just let it do its natural regenerative braking and recharge the battery. And when you're pulling a trailer, so we have a little bit of a blind hill here, just want to, so I'm going to go ahead now. So the speed limit's 55, I'm going 65, and this is great, but we got some hilly sections out here, so I'm going to tell this, I'm scrolling down, it says max is 65, I'm going to say 63. So when we get out in this hilly, with lots of little turns and all, I'd rather just take it a little bit slower. Now, if I had been driving this road all the time, I'd be very familiar with, where families are potentially coming in and out of, the driveways and all, or where the school buses stop, all of those sorts of things. But I haven't been on 49 in over a year. Okay, so it gives us a signal, the stop sign up ahead here. So that's regenerative braking kicking in right there. So that actually did apply regular brakes as well. So it was going a little bit fast for that. Okay. Go ahead, good timing. It did a good job. I would have let off a little bit earlier back there and slowed down. My slowdown would have been more aggressive, let me put it that way. I don't like coming up to an intersection quite so fast. And the reason is, so many times in my life, I've lost my brakes. My gosh. Like, I keep vehicles for years and years, and unfortunately, brake lines rust out. And I can't tell, probably at least 9 or 10 times, probably more, I've lost my brakes when I'm driving, and it's happened at least 4 times, probably 5 times, hauling a trailer, a dump trailer. And there aren't too many things that really make me extremely nervous. I mean, scared, completely scared, because you're relying totally on those trailer brakes. And once those trailer brakes, if the trailer is empty, that's a major issue, because it's so light, you're hitting the brakes and the brakes just lock up and scream like crazy. Because it's hard to fine tune those electric brakes on an empty trailer. If it's heavier, if it's a loaded trailer, well, it's still not good, but the weight on the brakes of the trailer actually start to have more of an impact on slowing you down. So, okay, it is slowing down here now. That's good. So there's 3 different levels for the full self-driving. Right now it's in standard. I can click it to the left and it'll turn to chill, which I can't say that I notice a big difference between chill and standard. I'm not sure what specifically changes with those. So we got an intersection right up here. Is this guy gonna come out? Yep. So, and then there's hurry up. So there's 3 different levels to how you can set the full self-driving to, I guess, level of aggressiveness. I'm not sure the specifics of what changes. I'm sure I could look it up, but I haven't. So, what can I say? Yeah. Well, I hope that they can. You know, there's nothing like bringing a chainsaw or something to a service center where the guy immediately thinks, okay, this is the most likely cause, this is the second most likely cause, and so on. As long as I explain it to him, then he starts it and says, yep, let's see if we can do this. Yeah. I was thinking about just buying another carburetor, another air filter, and a spark plug, because you can get those kits even on Amazon. So it says the driveway's there. Slow down. Here we got they're saying a 30 mile an hour turn here. We're going 46, 41. So this is good. I feel comfortable with this rate of speed going around here. These are roads I used to love with my motorcycle, all the curvy up and down, especially in the country, up in the Adirondacks. Also a beautiful area down there in, what is it, the Hudson Valley? Is that what so these intersections, I usually slow down a bit more than this, because you never know who's going to come flying through, even though they've got a flashing red light. Not sure why the massive wiper, so that's the windshield wiper, one wiper, 25 feet long. It seems like it spans the full width of the truck, but it works extremely well. Except when you get a lot of salt kicked up. So if you're following too close to like a snowplow during the winter months, that's also kicking down the sand and salt, and a lot of that gets just kicked right up on you, the first couple cars following that sander. It's doing well. It's doing a little bit more aggressive than I would do right now, and of course I'm an older guy now, so when I was young, I'd take it even faster than the way I'm taking it now. But that's how I got hurt a few times, is going full tilt boogie. So we got some Amish signs here. Horse and buggy. Now I would have slowed down a little bit further back there when I saw these signs, but it's doing well. Sign says 50. We're going 56. It's fine. Goes down to 55.
In 1 mile, turn left onto County Route 12.
So speed limit's 40 now. The colors are really changing. I'm hoping that the sun comes out in the next couple of days before too many leaves drop, because the colors are really kicking it up a notch right now. And the leaves are falling like crazy. All right, now we're down to 30-mile-an-hour zone. Let's slow down here some. .34. That's probably the acceptable speed that people go in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. It's an Amazon delivery with a Rivian. I really do
Now
like.
turn left onto County Route 12.
I really like the navigation system now. I would have gotten confused right there, quite honestly, and might have turned right back there, 100 feet back. It's been quite a few years since I've been on this road. And there's more houses on this road than there used to be. The full self-driving does really well, typically with railroad tracks and bumps in the road. So we got some railroad tracks here. We'll see how it does. Slowing down a little bit. Not bad. I find myself looking around more, enjoying the ride much more when we got full self-driving going on. I'm always nervous about other drivers and some of the less than appropriate driving skills. So many distracted drivers nowadays, and some of the road rage. It's been a while since I've experienced any road rage, but I have had, you know, since the whole Elon Musk getting involved with Doge, boy, did I have some people that are very upset with the Cybertruck, because this sticks out like a sore thumb. And people flipping me off, screaming at me. Yeah. The level of stress and mental illness that make people make such wild and outrageous expressions of themselves, not refined or dignified whatsoever. Only one
In 1 mile, turn right to stay on County Route 32.
Only one single goose back there at that pond. That's sad. The geese at home, they're all, I see the different groups of them back on the property now, and of course all the turkeys, the groups of turkeys are out there now. Pretty impressive. They're coming back and doing their flight training now, all the geese. I gotta say that most times of the year, unless the turkeys have their chicks have just hatched, I get to see them then in their flocks. But when they're before, once they get to like winter months, I only see a couple of them at a time. And before the turkeys hatch, I only see 1 or 2 at a time as well. And then after the chicks get to fledgling stage, of course, where they're getting their more mature feathers.
Now turn right to stay on County Route 32.
That's when I start to see more of the. Not sure, I haven't been here before. Is this a spot here? This is always stop. Nope. 0.4 miles, got to go a little bit further. So there's a period of time where I hardly see the turkeys. They're either deep in the high growth or in the forest themselves, and really good at me not spotting them. But come this time of year, I'm seeing them all the time now. Yeah, not sure why that is, but that's the way it is just about every season.
In 500 feet, turn left onto County Route 37.
And I think we're just around the corner then.
Now turn left onto County Route 37.
I haven't been here before. That was okay. I would have moved out of that at that intersection a little bit quicker than what it did do. Wouldn't it be awesome if they can repair it right when I'm standing there? That would be awesome. Well, we'll see how everything works out.
In 1 mile, your destination will be on the right.
Little wetland area there. I can't tell you the last time I was on this road. It's been a while. Years.
Now your destination is on the right.
Trying to decide just where the entrance is here. Well, things worked out pretty well. When I brought the chainsaw in, there's a guy ahead of me, and
Now turn right onto County Route 32.
And when I got up to the counter, I said, "This is something you can work on?" I explained it on. He said, "Geez, we're about 4 months out." So I said, "Oh, Christ." I said, I explained the situation. It was in the building, got flooded, got soaked and all. And I tried adjusting the carburetor. And he said, "Well, let me see if it's just a carburetor adjustment." So he took it back, and there was another guy back there working on a unit. I couldn't see what it was he was working
in
on.
500 feet, turn left to stay on County Route 32.
And people walking in the road here, so we're...
Now turn left to stay on County Route 32.
One thing I'll say is, the full self-driving is very cautious with pedestrians and a vehicle just pulling up. I think it looks like it's anticipating that someone's going to pop the door open and step out. So it's pretty darn safe like that. But anyways, he went back there and tried to start it there, and you could hear it like that muffled sound that, and he couldn't get it to go into high RPMs, and he got it started, but it sounded just like I was experiencing. And the other gentleman who was there working at a station working on presumably another chainsaw, he yells to him. He says, "Your muffler's plugged. Your muffler's plugged." And so the guy who took it back there started taking apart the muffler and all, and cleaned it out as best as he could. Then fired it up. It sounded a lot better. Then he adjusted the both of the carburetor settings, the low revolutions per minute and high RPMs, and sounds almost like new. Smoking a lot because the carbon had built right up in there, and some of it may have been not from the being underwater and all. Some of it may have been that I was running it at too low RPMs when I was cutting up small stuff and all. And I was. There were times where I was just going through and not really cranking, running it at high RPMs, because I was just cutting a whole bunch of small things, which I'll have to remember. It's just like, it just isn't it isn't burning efficiently. The carbon builds up, and that can be a bit of an issue as well. So anyways, really lucked out. He was able to partially at least unclog the muffler, adjust the carburetor, and I've got my second chainsaw. I hate going into the wood lot or the wood yard and cutting with just one chainsaw. I did that for many years, and it would just stop everything when I'd get into some dirt, or these logs, they get dragged in the dirt, get mud on them, get caked in, and dull up the blade. And there's nothing more frustrating than trying to push yourself through with a blade that's already dulled and hit another dirt spot. That's why I actually like to have 3 chainsaws with me when I'm out there working in the wood yard.
Turn right onto East Avenue.
And I'm spoiled. I got to say that I'm spoiled that I've got the luxury of having a couple of chainsaws. Well, I don't right now. I've got 2 that are working now. The rest of my ones, which are older ones, my Makita, well, that's disappointing. I have a couple of Makitas. I have an electric one that's a corded Makita. But I just got to say, the Makitas just don't hold up like the Steels and the Husqvarna. My Echo, which is a real old one, Jesus, that's got to be 40 years old, 45 years old. I do want to get that one back up into good working order, because that was always an excellent chainsaw. Actually, Thea bought that one before we met, and that's been an excellent chainsaw. I still have one. I believe I still have one of my Sears chainsaws. It's probably 50 years old. So, but I got to say, the Husqvarnas, they're great chainsaws, very reliable. I guess I can't run them at low RPMs. And I've always loved my Ego 18-inch chainsaw. And the chainsaw itself is a great chainsaw, but once those batteries get injured by getting wet,
now turn right onto East Avenue.
that is an issue. So it'll be good for small things where I'm not cranking out and trying to cut into some good, like 12-inch, 16-inch logs. Good job. Good job, Full Self-Driving. So anyways, I'm just going to head back home now. I thought I'd just touch base after feeling good that this was successful today. They seem like a real nice shop. Looks like a real nice shop. They had several people coming in while I was there buying tools and equipment, but it's not like one of those shops where, I don't know, it's like the old school experience there. A couple of guys know what they're doing, really good with customer service, realistic up front with their time estimates and all. I'm glad I just came out instead of calling and saying, it's 4 months behind. I would have ordered a carburetor and a full kit, and I would not have ordered another muffler. And now I know enough to consider pulling the muffler if I get a situation like this, and see if I can clean that out as much as possible. So anyways, all right, we'll see what happens next. Well, made it home, got the chainsaw over into the workshop. It's raining out here right now, so I think I'm going to call this video the end of this video. Not going out into the woodlot, wood yard right now. Thea and Melissa are upstairs working, cleaning up some of the second floor area, rearranging things, trying to get things organized. And man, there's a lot of fecal material from the raccoons that were up in there. So anyways, not a nice thing to end the video on. Anyways, folks, I appreciate you watching. I hope you stay safe and take care. Enjoy your evening. Right, Louie? Cats are talking to me. All right, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.